it's Maggie, and I've got
Zach.
Yep, we've got Zach here now. This is the same day as the last video that I filmed. This is maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes later. So if you haven't seen that one, I recommend going and watching that. I know it's a long one, but it's a whole update of why I've kind of been off of YouTube for a couple weeks, because my dad had his procedure and we're actually on our way now to the hospital to break him out. So everything went great. In case you don't want to watch that video, I don't want to leave anybody hanging on that. Obviously it went well because we're getting him out today and getting him home. Today is a very busy day because right now we're driving about an hour to the hospital. I'm not driving, thank goodness. You are the chauffeur today, yes. So we're driving an hour to the hospital to get my dad. Then we're going to drive an hour to his house. We're actually going to go to the pharmacy and to the supermarket for him because he's got some prescriptions he's going to be taking at home, and then he doesn't have any groceries, so he needs something to eat at home.
Oh, we should have brought him some of our Thanksgiving leftovers.
You know what, I looked, because I had some this morning. The only thing I could have given him was turkey.
Why?
Because we're almost done the potatoes, we're almost done the green beans. The stuffing I have to cook,
yeah.
The extra stuffing that I made. I had a little bit of pumpkin pie, but he doesn't like that, so I was like,
oh well.
I don't know. But we have some frozen, so
yeah.
I feel like if he did want it, then I can bring him frozen turkey later. Because I'll be visiting him a few times. Yeah, so take care of the pharmacy and grocery stuff. Then we have to drive an hour or so to an MRI in Radnor. And I didn't actually look up how far that is, so...
About an hour.
About an hour. Everything's an hour today. And then from there, it's an hour home. Yeah. It's a hectic day. I'm NPO technically at 1 p.m. I have some coffee here. I tried to eat a really big meal. I took loperamide. I brought my Lamoda with me because...
Question.
Yeah.
What is NPO?
Nothing by mouth.
Oh, NBO.
No, it's NPO. Tell me how that makes sense. It should be NBO, but it's NPO.
Oh.
I gotta look it up because I should probably know why it's NPO as opposed to NBO, like boy. Yeah, it's nothing by mouth, but it's a P. I don't know why that is.
Nothing by mouth. NBO. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so...
Strange.
So that starts around 1 p.m. because my appointment, I have to get there at 4:45. And I'm just trying to like slow my gut down because this contrast goes right through me. And I brought actually a bag that has a Velcro closure on the bottom because that's easier for me to empty multiple times because I know I will have to. And I also brought some of the diamond gelling sachets from Convatec because that'll help avoid leaks too, because my output will be it's basically contrast. That's what comes out of me. Like straight contrast, put it back in the bottle. Don't do that. But that's what it is. So, but anyways, that's the whole plan for today. It's gonna be busy. I think we're gonna be tired by the end of it, but that's okay. We'll make it through and get this MRI done, unless they call me and cancel, which I'm like 50-50 shot because they did that with the CT scan. So I'll keep you updated.
How is it?
Delicious. It's a lot better than the old stuff. We have a lot to catch you up on because today was kind of crazy and we barely we didn't get here in time. I'm like 20 minutes late, but
15.
20 because I forgot a key, so we had to drive an extra hour after getting my dad. So
one down.
One down. I'm like halfway through this, and then I have this one, and then I have a third one. And by that one, I won't feel super great, but it doesn't taste bad. It's like flat Mountain Dew or Sprite. Yeah. So we'll
bottoms
get this
up.
done. hopefully I don't feel awful. Actually, I gotta change. Because it's already started, like I can already feel it.
What, Leroy?
Yeah. This is just gonna be easier to, it's not very big, I couldn't find a bigger one. So.
Again,
Right to the bathroom.
bottoms up.
Good morning. So it is not Monday anymore. It is not the day of the MRI. Clearly I look a little bit different. I am heading to my fluids appointment, which, as it turns out, very much needed today. I lost probably a liter of fluid overnight. I don't know why. I don't know if it's something I ate or what, but my ostomy was acting funny all day yesterday. Mind you, it's 3 days after my MRI. My stomach got a little weird after that because the contrast is kind of icky, but I don't think that's why my ostomy is acting up. Took the iron yesterday, last night, when I started to notice my ostomy output increasing. Still trying to figure out how infrequently I can take it to keep my ostomy behaving. So I took it last night and it did not seem to have an effect. I lost a lot of fluid and it was quite irritating having to get up often to empty, but it is what it is. So we're heading to fluids. I was like, thank goodness, because I actually don't feel too great. I feel dehydrated. I feel a little out of it. So this will be good. But the MRI was just, that was a wild day. Breaking my dad out of the hospital and then racing to this MRI. We were not going to make it in time. My dad wanted to go grocery shopping. I felt so bad. I had to be like, I'm sorry, I have to come back and we'll do this. I got to make this MRI because I scheduled it like a month in advance. It was the only date that they had. So, yeah, we made it. We paid a lot in tolls to make it, but we made it. And drank the stuff. They only made me drink 2 bottles of that contrast. I know that there are different contrasts. This is the one that this hospital has always used with me. I seem to remember another contrast that tasted awful. This tastes like flat Sprite to me. And I don't think it's bad. It's just my stomach does not like it at all. It just rejects it completely. Sorry, this truck keeps braking and going, accelerating. What are you doing? So, the MRI itself, if I had to pick my least favorite test, it is an MRI. It's not because of the IV or the machine. I, fortunately, am not a claustrophobic person at all. I truly could just zonk out in the machine if I could. The reason I don't like it is because every time I try to explain, like, I have an ileostomy, this contrast will not stay with me. And by the time I'm in the MRI machine, it's pouring out of me. I mean, I'm losing it so quickly. So the problem with it is that the MRI itself takes like a half hour. And it just winds up being awful. But because it lasts so long, my ostomy's filling the whole time, I always, by the end, I'm like, it's gonna burst, I'm gonna leak, something bad's gonna happen. So anyways, what really ticked me off this time, the person doing it said, it's only gonna be 15, 20 minutes. And I was like, I don't think that's right, but, I am prepped for the half hour that I am used to. And get the MRI machine, we're going, it's going great. I can feel my ostomy filling, but I'm like, it's alright, like, I have some time. Then the person comes out and they're like, I'm sorry, we are going to pull you out of the machine for a minute because the computer glitched right before we were going to give you the IV contrast. So we had to reboot the whole system, had to restart the MRI machine. It was crazy, but since she pulled me out of the machine, she said, do you need to go to the bathroom or anything? And I said, well, how long do you think it'll be? She said 5 minutes. I said, I am good for another 5 minutes. It was not 5 minutes. It was more like 15 to 20. And by the end of it, I was getting ticked because I'm like, you can't underestimate time. Like, every minute counts. Every minute counts with this. Like, I need every single minute. So it was just a little bit frustrating. And so...
In 1,000 feet, slide left on...
So, anyways, got it done. Thankfully, my ostomy did not leak. It was quite close, and I could feel it. I could feel the flange lifting off of my
Slide
skin.
left onto Plymouth Road.
Can you not be rude and interrupt me? Thank you. I could feel my flange lifting off of me, but it didn't leak. It didn't leak. So anyways, contrast was out of me very quickly. So I actually didn't feel too bad. And then we went out to dinner, which was really nice. And then I forget what happened the next day, Tuesday. It's something Tuesday. And then Wednesday, which was yesterday, I went back to my dad's and got him to the store, got him to a bunch of different stores, tried helping him find vitamin B1, which he's supposed to be on, and apparently nobody has it. I don't know. So had to order it online for him, and it was just, that was a long day, and I had a bunch of work I needed to get done, and I just couldn't get it done because I wasn't in the house. I was driving the whole day because my dad will not be able to drive for a few weeks. So it's just the scheduling of all of this, it's just not, it's not working out the way I need it to. So, oh my gosh, I have this very important meeting that is happening December 15th, and it was something, there's a bunch of people meeting. Only on that day at that certain time would everybody be available. And so I was the last to give my availability, and they said, this is the one date and time everybody can meet. If not, if you can't make it to this, we'll have to push it to January. So I was like, pressure's on. Guess I have a lot of flexibility. I'll say yes. And of course, my dad's follow-up for his surgery got scheduled for that exact date and time. I'm like, are you kidding me? Out of all the days in December, all the times. So I had to tell him, listen, I really don't want to reschedule. I really don't want to reschedule this. So he called back, and instead the appointment's at 8 a.m., but we have to get there early because he has to get an x-ray beforehand. So basically, I'm going to wake up at 3:30 in order to go to New Jersey, get him, drive back to Philadelphia, make the different appointments, and then I'll have the meeting later in the day, in which I will probably be very tired. And then we have a friend coming to visit that night. Thankfully, that friend understands, so I'll be napping probably until they get there. And then the next day I have fluids. So I just feel like this is the most on the go I've been in years. Since I worked at the hospital, which was kind of strange because where my dad got his surgery was directly across from where I used to work. I was looking out the window. Sorry, the GPS keeps cutting me off here. I was looking out his window at the window I used to look out around 5 to 6 a.m. when I was counting down the minutes to end my shift and leave. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Take the next left onto Morris Road, then turn right onto Plymouth Road.
I don't miss having to drive to Philadelphia for work, though. I will tell you that. And thankfully, my fluids are not in Philadelphia. That was something I did not want at all. So I'm going a bit outside of Philadelphia for this.
Take the next right onto Plymouth Road,
which is a much easier drive, a much nicer drive. And
continue for 1.5 miles.
And I've learned that I drive like a grandma because I'm getting much better gas mileage than Zach does. So I think that's pretty cool. Anyways, I'm actually looking forward to these fluids. I think they're going to make me feel a bit better because I feel so blicky. Yeah, that is my update for this video. It didn't wind up quite the way I wanted. I wanted to vlog all Monday, but by the time we got done with everything, I was just feeling so blah and just over the day. And then the last couple days I've just been kind of running around. So this is my opportunity right now to talk because I'm going to work while I get the fluids, and then I'm going to go home. I'll probably need to sleep. And then tonight I am running an Instagram live on Smart Sharp Spin Instagram. So I actually woke up kind of early and I prepared for that and sent out my stuff for that. But I have so many emails I have to catch up on, and I truly just, I need my computer to answer a lot of them because I need, you know, documents or whatever. And I just didn't have them, so. But, yeah, anyways, I'll say, as much as I did not want to have to do this fluid thing every week, you know, it is a bit of an inconvenience because I have to drive a bit and sit there, obviously, for a couple hours while I get them. It saves me. It really feels like I can take a deep breath. You know, if I feel like I just can't keep up on the fluid intake or it's not staying with me, I feel like this is my catch-all, like my little bit of, it's like my safety net, I guess, which does take a bit of the stress away from just trying to maintain this stupid high output ostomy that I suddenly have. And I need to follow up with some doctors and stuff because I did get my MRI results, and I'll share that in another video. That's a whole thing. But for now, we're good. We're gonna get these fluids. We'll feel a little bit better. We'll take a nap, and then we'll run this Instagram live. And tomorrow, we're gonna chill. We're gonna chill. We'll do work, but we're gonna relax.
1000 feet, turn.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all of the nice comments and messages about my dad. He's still doing
Take
amazing.
the next left onto Stenton Avenue.
He's still doing amazing. He walked around the grocery store for like an hour yesterday. So I am continually shocked
In a
by
quarter mile, slide right onto Stenton Avenue, Walden Road.
I am continually shocked by him. Sorry there's all these cuts because the GPS really keeps interrupting me. And for whatever reason, when I'm doing this, it's extra loud. I don't know why. So, anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in